minding my business talking to my friend, and this man with arms comes up to me. So for people to be commenting like, you know, she was really on demon time, I'm like, how about the demon who walked up to me and started hitting on me and filming me without my consent? How about that mother demon, okay? It happened to me, y'all. I'm literally shaking. I'm shaking to my core. I was a victim of one of those dudes showing you how to use your rizz and flirt with women in the street. And I'm gonna show y'all the video first, and then we are gonna talk about from the woman's perspective, because apparently this guy is selling coaching on how to flirt with women. I'm gonna share from the women's perspective what that was actually like, and maybe some tips, you know, when it comes to flirting. But first, let's go ahead and watch this video.
Excuse me. Sorry to jump in, but I just saw your hair and I absolutely like love it. It's really cute. yeah. What's your name? How do you spell that? What kind of name is that?
It's Nigerian, it's an Igbo name.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's your store?
I'm Tristan.
Tristan, where are you from?
I'm from California.
What part?
Southern California. Like, have you heard of Inland Empire?
How often do you work out?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
That's a great. That's a compliment lined up inside of a question.
It is, isn't it? I stuck it in there for you. I was gonna be just like up front.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I work out usually 7 days a week. Like, if not lifting weights, then I did boxing this morning. So that'll be mine.
You work out every day?
Yeah, every day. If not that, then like skateboarding. I'm always doing something active.
That's dope. You wanna work me out?
Yeah, I love that. Wow, straight to it.
Okay. In my defense, all right, we both know why this man walked up to me. And it was not to tell me about the Inland Empire, okay? All right, so I am doing him a favor by letting us get to what we are here to do, okay? That's me being thoughtful and considerate and a good person. The problem is not the conversation. That's not the problem. The problem is how I found out about it. I found out about this video because my sister came back from work and our cousin had texted her to show me this video that was on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook like that, but on Instagram it has over 500,000 views and has been sent to over like 600 people, right? And so I didn't even know this existed. And meanwhile, this person is using this experience to grow their brand. So while it's amazing to help people, if the vibe and the ultimate result is that you don't at any point let the women know, like BT dubs, I'm using this for content, it feels so freaking gross. And I think the main thing is the lack of consent, you know? Like, I understand maybe not saying something beforehand because you want to get a natural reaction, but afterwards you could have been like, BTW, this is not just us flirting, this is literally going on the internet to sell things to desperate men. From this amazing, beautiful energy, let me share a few things that maybe men, if you're watching, women, if you're watching and you saw this video and you were like, wow, look at all of this man's rizz. Here are some things for you to keep in mind if you're thinking about flirting with strangers on the street and then recording it for content. The first thing we need to talk about is physical touch. So I noticed this in the comments to that video. People were like, look at the way he like casually touches her leg, this, that, and the third, right? I think it is wild that someone, and I don't know if this is the advice he gives, but based on that comment, just in case, I think it is wild that you would give advice that consists of,
yeah, just casually start touching women you meet on the street.
You have no idea what their relationship is to physical touch. I am someone who is hyper aware of when someone is touching me. I always know. It doesn't matter if you're my friend, if you're my family, if you are a stranger. And if you look at my body language before he comes up, I'm like chilling, hanging out, talking to her. When he comes over, I immediately go to like take my arms, wrap them around my legs, and create this like cocoon of safety because this muscly man has just entered my space. And I know some people, they do express themselves physically through physical affection, and I genuinely love to hug people when I just meet them, but you will always hear me ask, are you a hugger? And when I get the consent, then I go in for a hug. Do not assume blanketly that women just want to be touched and that that casual touch is gonna make it so that you have a better chance of getting with her. And I want to talk about something that's really important, right? So I love to flirt. I love to flirt. I think it is so fun, and I flirt with no commitment to ever seeing or talking to that person again. And more importantly, and I think this is more subtle, certain women, and I'm one of them, have learned like, hey, it's sometimes just easier and safer to just like flirt and go along with the man who's talking to you, because you just don't know what they're capable of. And the worst case scenario, if you like reject them, is really, really bad. It's existentially bad. It's RIP bad. So actually, maybe laugh, maybe flirt, maybe give a number, keep it pushing so they are no longer in your physical space. And I think the main thing is the attunement. It's like, am I connected to this person enough to know that when I did casually touch her leg or her arm, she liked that and she wasn't like internally immediately putting guards up and saying, okay, this person is not safe because they think it's okay to just randomly start touching me. I ask him this question of,
How often do you work out?
and he's like,
That's a compliment lined up inside of a question.
and I go along with it because I'm not rude, but you know, as a woman, we love a toned man, we love arms, we love a fit man. There is a kind of man who works out and focuses on his physical body so that he doesn't do the internal work and focus on his emotional and his spiritual health. Same thing for women. And so when I saw this man's muscles, I feel like on camera, he looks like normally proportioned. In person, I was like, you clearly work out a lot. And when he says, yeah, I work out every single day, you can't tell. My reaction is the F word said really long. I'm saying like, and I see red flags. Working out 3 to 4 times a week, that to me is normal. If you're working out every single day, I'm like, literally something is wrong. Now this isn't true. This is my way of filtering the world, but for you to hear,
how often do you work out?
And to not be attuned or even aware of the fact that for some women, that would literally be a red flag. And I think beyond that, specifically the working out being boxing, I don't know how much men know this. I, as a woman, I think this is common for a lot of women. Let me know in the comments, ladies. Don't let me speak for all of us if I'm not right. We are always hyper aware of the fact that at any point in time, the man we are talking to could literally end our life. We are always aware. We hope with our feminine wiles and our charm and our beauty and our service, we hope that you won't, but we never forget. Like, we never forget the power dynamic here, which is at any point in time, we hope you don't kill us. Like, we just are like,
Please not today, Lord.
and so when you tell me I work out every single day and I box for fun, I take my hands and I turn them into fists and I hit things for fun. You think my reaction is gonna be like, you know what we should do? Get together. I've lived enough years, 30 plus years. How many more years do you need on the planet? I'm good. No, baby, no. But we contain multitudes, all of us as people. So I can have part of me being like, danger, danger, red flag, this isn't safe, be careful. Then I have this other part of me that's like, Chimdi, it's fine. He seems like a good guy. We're just flirting. It's no big deal. Just laugh, you know? So I just want to name that all of these things can be true at once because I did give this guy my number. And we just need to finish this video by talking about the comments underneath. So I think it's so important to remember, like I said, I was minding my business talking to my friend and this man with arms comes up to me. So for people to be commenting like, you know, she was really on demon time, I'm like, how about the demon who walked up to me and started hitting on me and filming me without my consent? How about that motherfucking demon, okay? I'm not mad about this. Really, not at all. I know demon time was like a reference to like some pandemic era live stream and all the women who were like ready to start twerking on camera, the person would say, oh, you know, she's on demon time. So I understand that it's a reference, but I do think the idea of calling women demons because they're sexually active, it kind of reinforces some dangerous cultural beliefs that are kind of limiting. So if the whole thing is you want to learn how to flirt with women so that you can get with them, if there's a part of you that's judging them, I don't know if you're going to attract necessarily the kind of women who presumably you want, which are women who like and want to have sex with you, you know? And I think if you do hold those beliefs that are, you know, judging and shaming women for being sexually active, all you're gonna do is attract women who have that same wound and who themselves are judging and shaming themselves and are thinking they are doing something bad. I get that there's a lot that we all have a role to play in healing, so I'm not blaming Tristan personally for his role in this. And ultimately, when I watched the video, I don't think I come off as that bad. Someone else commented like, the whole conversation was good. A friend of mine was like,
Girl, you look good though.
nothing else, you look good. I'm like, well, I can't be mad at that. I think the ultimate thing is the taste that's left in my mouth after having watched that is ultimately one that's disgusting. And I think if the whole thing you're doing is like helping men be in hopefully healthy, mutually pleasurable relationships with women, if the feeling you leave women and maybe the reputation you leave in your community is one of like being kind of gross, it makes me wonder about the advice that you are giving to these men. The men who sign up for his program and for his coaching, there's a reason they are attracted to him. They will see what actually works for them, and we are truly all figuring it out. And like I said, I'm a coach too. I'm a creative coach, so I understand that we have to promote what we're doing, and that's a very effective way of doing it. But maybe do better, because if not, you'll have a random woman on the internet talking shit about you, and you don't want that, and neither do I. I reached out to a friend who currently lives in Playa del Carmen, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video about this guy, and she's like, I know that guy. He hits on everyone that walks by him. There are many like us. We can start our support group, ladies.